In this video, we shall discuss how to use Thevenin's theorem to find the Thevenin's equivalent of the circuit with respect to the points A and B. Okay. So first of all, let us understand what is a Thevenin's equivalent. Thevenin's equivalent means you need to convert this circuit into a format in which a voltage source is in series with a resistance like this, and the left side of AB can be replaced with a format like this. This is called VTH and this is called RTH. So this is how we convert a circuit into Thevenin's equivalent. So how we can do it? That is what we are going to discuss. So first we need to find VTH. VTH is the voltage of A with respect to B. So in order to do that, we can try to use nodal analysis. Okay. So to do nodal analysis, first let us mark all the nodes in this diagram. Okay. So this node can be taken as ground node, that is V0 equal to 0. So this node and this node remains the same according to the ground. Now we can mark other nodes. This node and this node is same because there is no resistance in between them. So I am taking this as 1 and I am taking this node voltage as V1. The node point between 3 ohm and 3 volt can be taken as second node, that is V2. The node between 10 ohm and 3 volt, this node can be taken as V3. There is one more node here, that is the node between 3 ohm and 6 volt. I take this as V4. Again one more node is there between 10 ohm and 8 volt. I take it as V5. So here from the diagram we can straight away write that V4 equal to 6 volt and V5 equal to 8 volt. So this is obtained from the diagram, clear from the diagram. Now let us look at what is the values remaining to be found. V1, V2, V3 need to be found out, and to find these three unknowns we need three equations. Okay, so there is a possibility to write V2 in terms of V3 because there is a voltage source in between V2 and V3, and that is causing the potential difference between V2 and V3. V3 is actually the V2 is actually the if you look here, V3 is the voltage between ground and this point number 3. V2 is the voltage V3 plus the voltage of this 3 volt V2. So we can write V2 as a combination of V3 and 3 volt. So as we go from ground to V2, we can see that first V3 is coming and after that this 3 volt is there. So as you see here, there is a potential sum here. So V3 comes first and after that 3 volt. So V3 plus 3 because this is a rise in potential in this direction. There is a rise in potential in this direction. So my negative to positive is plus. So V2 is equal to V3 plus 3. So V2 equal to V3 plus 3. So this is how you will be getting a relationship between V2 and V3. Now we can try to apply Kirchhoff's current law. Kirchhoff's current law says that the algebraic sum of currents at a node is equal to sigma I equal to 0. So in order to get that, we can make an assumption first. That is, in order to understand the direction of currents, we must try to make an arrangement between the voltages. So the common arrangement is V1 greater than V2 greater than V3 greater than V4 greater than V5. So according to the number of voltages that you have marked, you can make a relation like this. This is greater than V0. Now always current flows from higher potential to lower potential. As per that logic, we can mark the direction of current through all the resistors like this. So current will go through this 3 ohm from V1 to V2. Similarly, current will go from V1 to V4 through this 3 ohm. This 2 ampere is going upwards. So no need to write in terms of V1 minus something, because already when you have a current source, it means that the current is going in that direction and the value of that current is 2 ampere. So this is the value of current. 2 ampere is going upwards. Again, when we look at this 10 ohm resistance, the current through 10 ohm resistance is going from V3 to V5, because as V3 is greater than V5. Now we can easily make an equation. Okay, we can easily make an equation for each node. So at node 1, what is happening at node 1? So if you look at node 1, there are 3 resistors associated with node 1, that is 3 ohm resistors. So the current through the first 3 ohm resistor is V1 minus V4 by 3. Similarly, the current through the second 3 ohm resistor is 2 ampere, because the value is given. The current through the third 3 ohm resistor is from V1 to V2, so it's V1 minus V2 by 3. So when we need to apply this sigma equal to 0, incoming current to a node can be taken positive and outgoing current can be taken as negative. Here only 2 ampere is incoming, the other two currents are outgoing. So we can write the equation like 2 is positive, 2 minus V1 minus V4 by 3. V1 minus V4 by 3. This is in the bracket. Similarly, the current through this 3 ohm would be also negative, because it is also going out. So it is minus V1 minus V2 by 3. This is equal to 0. That is sigma I equal to 0. So we can simplify this expression and we can arrive at a common expression for this. So when you are simplifying this, you can either divide these terms or you can take the LCM. So for convenience, I'm going to cross multiply this entire expression with 3. So this will become 6 minus V1 plus V4 minus V1 plus V2 equal to 0. Okay. So when we simplify this further, we know that V4 is equal to 6. By using that, 6 minus V1 plus 6 minus V1 plus V2 equal to 0. Upon simplifying this, we will be getting minus 2V1 plus V2 equal to minus 12. So this is my first equation. Okay. Now, as we have found the first equation, we can go to the second equation. Now to get the next equation, what we can do is that we can write the next equation at node 3. So at node 3, if you are looking at node 3, there are two currents actually. One current is coming through this 3 ohm itself. The current through 3 ohm, which was in this direction, will be an incoming current to node 3. So that is V1 minus V2 by 3. That is incoming current. And the current through this 10 ohm, the current through the 10 ohm is going down. That is outgoing. So when you're taking first current as incoming and the next current as outgoing, we can write the equation. The equation would be V1 minus V2 by 3 minus V3 minus V5. V3 minus V5 by 10 equal to 0. Here also we can do an easy calculation. We can multiply this entire thing with 30. So when you are multiplying this entire thing with 30, you will be getting this as 10 V1 minus V2 minus 3 V3 minus V5 equal to 0. Again, upon simplification, we know that V5 is equal to 8. V5 equal to 8. So we can substitute that in this expression. So we will be getting 10V1 minus 10V2 minus 3V3 minus, not minus, plus 3 into V5 is 3 into 8, that is plus 24 equal to 0. So when you're taking this to the right side, when you're taking that expression to the right side, we will be getting 10V1 minus 10V2 minus 3V3 equal to minus 24. This will be my second equation. So as you see, we have got first equation and second equation. Since we are having three unknowns, we must have a third equation. The third equation will be the equation that we had derived earlier, that is V3 plus V3 plus 3 equal to V2. For rearranging, you will be getting V2 minus V3 equal to 3. This will be our third equation. Now, solving for these three equations, you will be getting V1 is equal to 0.81 volt. V2 is equal to 11.62 volt and V3 is equal to 8.6 volt. So in this question, our Thevenin's voltage is the voltage across A and B. Okay, so uh, that voltage at node A with respect to node B. Node B is at ground potential. Node A is at V3. So our Thevenin's voltage, we had to find Thevenin's voltage. That was our first step. So our Thevenin's voltage in this case is V3. Okay. Our Thevenin's voltage in this case is V3. V3 equal to VTH equal to VAB equal to 8.6 volt. Now the next step is to find RTH. In order to find RTH, we'll be replacing all the sources with its internal resistance. Let us see how we are going to do that. First, so let us redraw the circuit with only the resistors. That is, we are having 3 ohm, another 3 ohm is like this, but the current source is open circuited. Then we have the next 3 ohm resistor. The voltage source 6 volt will be short circuited, so it will be like this. Again, so that we can mark the values 3 ohm, 3 ohm, 3 ohm. We can short this voltage source. Finally, we'll be getting 10 ohm. Again, the 8 volt source can be short circuited. So this is A and this is B. So now looking at this, we can understand that 3 ohm, this 3 ohm can be neglected because there is no current flowing through this 3 ohm. So the next possibility in this circuit is to connect this 3 ohm and this 3 ohm in series, because they are the current through both of these resistors will be the same. So that will be equal to 6 ohm. So the circuit will be coming down to this format. This is 6 ohm and this is 10 ohm. A, B. So from this diagram, we can understand that 6 and 10 are in parallel. So RAB is equal to parallel combination of 6 and 10, that is 6 into 10 by 6 plus 10, that is 60 by 16. That is approximately equal to 60 by 16 is approximately equal to 3.75 ohm. So now we have found the value of VTH as well as RTH. So the Thevenin's equivalent as per this diagram will be VTH of 8.6 volt in series with resistance of 3.75 volt. 3.75 VTH equal to 8.6 volt A B. So this is our Thevenin's equivalent.